You will learn how to add athletes, organize teams, and set up a test session to evaluate performance effectively. See today how we can create a new test session and manage the athlete segment. Let's start from the athletes. Navigate to the athletes section to view and manage athlete profiles. Click Create button and add mandatory details, such as their name, last name, birthday, and gender. Once you put all of these in, you can go to Next Step. Now fill in their height, body mass, dominant side, and their health status. In case they are injured, we also need to put their injured side, and that's how we create new athlete. Click Teams to view and manage teams. By clicking on button Create, you can add new team. Fill in the team name. Once we give it a name, we can move on to adding the athletes. Click Add Athletes. Add already existing athletes, or if you want to upload a whole team at once, we can do a simpler process of bulk input. First, download the Excel sheet template. Once we fill it in, we can click on the select file and upload it. And that's how we create a team. Now, let's create a test session. Here is a session that is already created and executed. But let's make a new test session by clicking on the New Session button. First of all, we need to give it some name and the date. Once we have done that, we need to input the athletes. We can always choose the athlete from the list, or we can select and add them by the teams. Once we have done that, next point is to determine the strategy. We can go strategy-free and choose any of the tests from the test battery. Or we can go with one of the 3 predetermined strategies, which are injury prevention and monitoring, youth athletes testing, and return to play for injured athlete. Let's go with injury prevention and monitoring. We can also click and add any of the additional tests. Once we have selected all tests, we can finish by clicking on the Create Test Session button, or we can select and choose to use the station's mode. That means we can film the same test session with multiple devices at the same time. First, we must choose and dedicate all the selected tests into each of the stations we are going to create. Once we finish with the station's creation, we can create groups for the athletes. Click here to start adding athletes into groups. And that's it. Once we also selected all the athletes in the session into some of the groups, we are ready to create a test session. Click Create Test Session. You have successfully managed athletes by adding and organizing them into teams and groups, and created a comprehensive test session with selected athletes and testing strategies. Next, explore analyzing test results, practice plans, and data.